Marijuana to date does not have a medical indication. Marijuana is composed of over 100 cannabinoids. So there are over 100 active ingredients that the marijuana industry will tell you that it's very important that they all be together. That's why they claim the THC dronabinol or Marinol product that was approved in 1985 to them is not good. They really want marijuana approved. And if it's marijuana, then you have to check on all 100 cannabinoids. So you have to have a dose for all 100 cannabinoids. Not only that, but I'm sure pharmacies will now require that we receive a package insert from the FDA that has all those 100 plus cannabinoids that tells us what the pharmacokinetics are of each of those 100 plus cannabinoids, what the drug-drug interactions are with number 67 versus number 13 versus number 102. So we're going to need all that information on all of those active ingredients that are in marijuana that they claim are necessary. We have it for dronabinol delta 9 THC. We have it for CBD, cannabidiol, because that drug has been approved. Again, they are sole entities. They are not the 100 plus cannabinoids. So we're going to need it for all of those 100 plus cannabinoids. Not only that, no, we have no approval from the Food and Drug Administration for this as medicine. So what they did under the Biden administration, Health and Human Services and the FDA signed off a document which basically said, well, we're going to change the rules on what it means to be a medicine. They'll claim that, oh, because somebody's recommending it, that means it's medicine. Well, a recommendation is not a prescription. Legally, they're not bound under a recommendation as they would be if it were a prescription. And so that's very important. So they are not prescribing marijuana at this time. It's merely a recommendation which someone could take or not. They'll claim, they have thousands of recommendations being made, but that's by a very small percentage of providers in the US. So very few people are doing this, and they're doing it for financial gain, recognizing that they cannot be legally bound due to a recommendation. So that's very interesting and important for people to know. So once it moves to a CS3, though, now it supposedly has a medical indication. So there's no avoiding those rules that are required of a CS3. They're going to are they going to change them all and say, well, marijuana is going to be able to be dispensed through a drug den, and we're not going to pay attention to that prescription drug monitoring program anymore, even though it is a controlled substance and does interact with the opiates. They're going to be devoid of that. How are they going to handle that? Very interesting. I'd love to hear how they're going to do that, because again, we have laws for CS3 substances. And if this becomes a CS3 substance, it fits there.